The divine story of Vyasa, Veda Vyasa, the compiler of the Vedas, Mahabharata, and Bhagwata Purana. Rishi Vyasa, also known as Veda Vyasa, is one of the most revered sages in Hindu tradition. Known as the compiler of the Vedas, the author of the Mahabharata, and the composer of the Bhagwata Purana, Vyasa's contributions to Hindu literature and spirituality have shaped the very foundation of Hindu philosophy, culture, and religious practice. His life is a perfect example of divine knowledge and wisdom passed down through the generations. Vyasa's birth and divine lineage. Vyasa's birth is as extraordinary as his accomplishments. He is considered to be the son of the sage Parshara and a fisherwoman named Satyavati. The circumstances surrounding his birth were divine, with Parshara having performed a penance that led to the miraculous birth of Vyasa, who was destined to play a key role in preserving and transmitting the sacred knowledge of the Vedas. Vyasa is also believed to be an incarnation of Lord Vishnu in the form of a sage, tasked with dividing and codifying the Vedas to make them more accessible to humanity. The compiler of the Vedas. Vyasa's most significant contribution was the compilation of the Vedas, the oldest and most revered scriptures of Hinduism. The Vedas were originally passed down orally, but with the passage of time, their preservation became difficult. Vyasa, understanding the need to preserve this sacred knowledge, divided the Vedas into 4 parts for easier study and transmission. Rigveda, the oldest and most important Veda, focusing on hymns of praise and rituals. Yajurveda, the Veda of rituals and sacrifices, containing instructions for conducting ceremonies. Samaveda, the Veda of chants and melodies, associated with music and performance. Atharvaveda, the Veda of spells, incantations, and healing practices. In addition to dividing the Vedas, Vyasa is credited with categorizing the Vedic hymns and verses, which allowed future generations of scholars and practitioners to study them systematically. The Mahabharata, Vyasa as the author. Perhaps Vyasa's most famous work is the Mahabharata, one of the 2 major Sanskrit epics of ancient India, the other being the Ramayana. The Mahabharata is not just a narrative of the Kurukshetra war between the Pandavas and Kauravas, but also a philosophical and moral guide for humanity. Vyasa, as both a participant in and observer of the events of the Mahabharata, is believed to have dictated the entire epic to the sage Ganesha, who wrote it down. The Mahabharata consists of over 100,000 verses, divided into 18 books, and encompasses various teachings, including the Bhagavad Gita, which is one of the most important texts in Hinduism. The Mahabharata's central message is about dharma, righteousness, karma, action and consequence, and the struggle between good and evil. Vyasa's wisdom in portraying the complexities of human nature, familial obligations, and moral dilemmas resonates even today. The Bhagwata Purana. In addition to the Vedas and Mahabharata, Vyasa is also credited with composing the Bhagwata Purana, a sacred text that focuses on the life and teachings of Lord Vishnu and his avatars, particularly Lord Krishna. The Bhagwata Purana contains numerous stories about Lord Krishna's childhood, his divine play, Leelas, and his philosophical discourses. The Bhagwata Purana is deeply devotional and focuses on the principles of Bhakti Yoga, the path of devotion. It emphasizes the importance of surrendering to God with complete faith and devotion, and its teachings have influenced countless saints, philosophers, and devotees over centuries. The Bhagwata Purana also contains Srimad Bhagavatam, which includes the famous Bhagavad Gita dialogue between Lord Krishna and the warrior prince Arjuna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. In this dialogue, Lord Krishna expounds on the nature of life, duty, and spiritual wisdom, making the Gita one of the most profound and cherished texts in Hindu philosophy. Vyasa's role in the Mahabharata war. Vyasa's involvement in the Mahabharata goes beyond being its author. He played an active role in the events of the Kurukshetra war, especially in guiding the Pandavas. He is also said to have been the father of Dhritarashtra and Vidura, 2 key characters in the Mahabharata, who played pivotal roles in the story. Vyasa's guidance was instrumental in shaping the destiny of the Pandavas, who were initially exiled but eventually returned to reclaim their kingdom. His role as a wise sage and advisor allowed him to provide counsel to those seeking answers about life, morality, and spirituality. One of Vyasa's major teachings in the Mahabharata is the importance of dharma, righteousness, and karma, the law of action and its consequences. Through his narratives, Vyasa urged people to always choose the path of righteousness, even in the face of adversity. Vyasa as a teacher of spiritual wisdom. Vyasa's spiritual wisdom extended beyond his written works. He is regarded as a great teacher of Vedanta, the philosophy of the Vedas, and yoga, passing on his teachings to countless disciples. He is known for his efforts to preserve and impart spiritual knowledge to all levels of society, ensuring that the wisdom of the ancients would not be lost with the passage of time. Through his writings and teachings, Vyasa emphasized the importance of self-realization, devotion, and righteous action. He taught that while the material world is fleeting, the ultimate goal of life is to realize one's divine nature and live in harmony with the universal truth. Vyasa's legacy. Vyasa's legacy has left an indelible mark on Hindu philosophy, spirituality, and literature. His work continues to inspire millions, and his teachings on dharma, karma, and devotion resonate across generations. Vyasa is often venerated as a divine sage and is considered the Adi Guru, original teacher, of all spiritual wisdom in Hinduism. His contributions have shaped the philosophical and spiritual landscape of India and continue to guide seekers on their journey of self-discovery. Vyasa's life and work remind us of the timeless power of divine knowledge, righteous living, and devotion to God. His contributions to Hinduism, particularly the Vedas, Mahabharata, and Bhagwata Purana, have created a spiritual legacy that continues to inspire generations on the path of wisdom, self-realization, and dharma.